Beautiful. Okay, I'm very happy. Double check. Yes, we are live. So, hello everyone, and welcome to my weekly Wednesday wellness show. I'm going to attempt to do what I thought I had all figured out, and no, apparently I did not again, so bear with me. We're going to have some fun making this happen. Let's see if we can do it this way. Will it be nice and go that way? We had this problem before, and yeah, okay, yeah, here we go. I always figure I have it, and then I don't, but that's okay. This way, you see, if I can share my screen with you, then you can actually see what I'm going to be talking about, which will probably be very helpful. So again, welcome to my Wednesday weekly wellness show. And really, the best way for you to have a life full of longevity where you're feeling good and you're living longer and whatnot is to learn about the ways that you can use nature to have better health. So today, we're actually going to talk about the impact of our dietary choices on our health and the planet's well-being as well. And it's a topic that's really important, especially as we're approaching Earth Day. That's April 22nd. I realized that yesterday I had said March 28th. I don't know why I thought it was last week, but okay, now I have been edumacated. So on that, moving forward, today the weekly wellness newsletter came out, so it should be in your inbox. If not, make sure that you check your spam and all the other places that like to hide it. When you find it, star it, and then you won't have that problem again. But there's some great articles in there, definitely about how diet can make a big difference on not only ourselves, but the planet. And if you haven't gotten that e-newsletter and you'd like to, you can certainly create yourself a free account. It's easy to do. It's just wellness.dannykadewellness.com. And don't worry about it. I'm going to drop a link at the end of the show today so that you'll be able to sign up for yourself. And in there, you're going to find all sorts of really great things like, previous webinars. There's some interviews, recipes, all sorts of great things, a whole lot more. So don't miss out on that. A little bit about me, as you probably know, I'm Danny Cade. And, I've been through many health trials, Lyme, cancer, etc., where I just felt that the options and choices I was giving wasn't getting to the cause. I just felt like I was forever chasing symptoms and, hoping for cures and try this and try that, when in reality, it just felt like it was actually making me worse. So I started looking at, what can I do to help myself? Maybe there's some truth to let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So it didn't take long before, 2008, I became a wellness educator, and I have been learning and teaching ever since, and hopefully I get better every day. So the reason I'm doing that, of course, is because, nobody likes to be chasing symptoms all the time and never really getting ahead of the game. So what I want to do is, help people learn how they can, shift from chasing and hoping all the time to maybe getting into a position where they can prevent these things from happening. There is a lot that we can change with diet, and in no way am I trying to be your doctor or replace your doctor's advice or anything like that. But I am here to help you improve your own health by showing the different ways that you can use nature to work with you and for you. And that's going to help empower you to have a better life. So thanks for being here. Okay, last week, we talked a little bit about the upcoming webinar, From Farm to Fork, Eating Well, Living Green. That's going to be with Dr. Bruce Daggy. We'll get there in a minute. We covered the replay of the last webinar that we had, the Age Reversal Blueprint. We talked about blue zones and telomeres. Also in your monthly Vitality for Life e-newsletter, there were some great articles that we talked about, three new ones, 3 videos as well, all of them, geared about telomeres, as I was just saying, blue zones, whatnot. And it's all designed to help you live a longer, fuller life. And also we covered some of the promos that were going on some of my favorite products that I like to use. So okay, you can definitely get more details if you haven't read that Vitality for Life e-newsletter. It's a monthly thing. It comes out check it. It should also be archived in the Wellness Center if you're a member there, so you'll find it there. If not, check your inbox and all the weird places it could have landed. Okay, so moving forward, as you see this picture and you read this slide, no, we are not going to go into the subject of flatulating cows. This is not where this is going. But it is true that agriculture is responsible for a good 30% of the global greenhouse gases that are going on. And also, here's something that always scares me. We've already lost a lot of species, but it's now a leading factor in the loss of even more of them, especially our precious wildlife that's already endangered. A good 80% of them, mammals and birds, they're at risk because of this. So why this should matter to us? Well, here's the connection. Every day when we sit down at our dinner table, we got our plate in front of us, what we have, our choices as to what's going to be on our plate, it goes way beyond that. It goes out to the furthest corner of the planet. And I want you to think about this. Every meal that you prepare, what all did it take to get it to your house? Where did it come from? What happened to that product to turn it into what it is, depending on how you cook, of course, right? Just food for thought, pun intended. All right, but as we approach Earth Day, this is a really good time for us to reflect, of course, on the beauty of the planet, but we also want to reflect on some of the urgent challenges that are going on these days, what it's facing, and we're aware of it. One of the biggest issues that we're facing is, how sustainable is our food system? And here's the reality. Our daily dietary choices, that is what is going to have an impact on the environment. So if we talk about the typical North American diet, or, SAD, standard American diet, it's basically pretty rich in red meat, processed foods. And not only is that not good for our own health, it's really not good for the planet. I don't have to, tell you how much of a lose-lose situation that is. And it's really not going to sustain the projected population, which they estimate is going to be about 10 billion people come 2050. So what we're doing isn't going to work. But is there something we can do? Absolutely. It's something called the Planetary Diet. And, here is a great groundbreaking model. I always struggle with that word, don't I? Groundbreaking model. It was introduced by Eat Lancet Commission on Healthy Diets from Sustainable Food Systems, and it offers a really good win-win situation for not only our health, but also the planet. Okay, and here's a model plate of it, the Planetary Health Plate. You notice, and some of you have heard me say this, you want at least half your plate to be, plants. Non-starchy ones. You'll notice off to the right there's a little tiny sliver for that. But it does focus mainly on fruits and veggies, whole grains, plant protein, your good healthy fats. And you notice that there's very little when it comes to the intake of the red meat or animal products or processed foods. All right, so shifting to that sort of a diet, the planetary diet, that can really make a big difference in our greenhouse gas emissions and also our use of land. But it's more than just a diet, it's a blueprint for the survival of ourselves and our planet. Okay, and if we could adopt this diet, it's also going to prevent up to roughly 11.5 million deaths a year. And on top of that, is crucial to meeting the Paris Agreement's climate goals. So really, that's quite a win-win. But that can be quite overwhelming. That's a lot of change when you think about the plate that I just showed you. And it does. It all comes up about balance and thoughtful choices. You're not going to jump in it, all at once. It's too much. But if you want to go something really easy to begin with, is start doing something like responsibly sourcing out your meats. That can make a big difference. This is something that we actually started doing in our house. This is the first thing we did, thanks to a movie called Food Inc. And you can find that. I think it's on Netflix. Maybe I don't know. You'll find it. YouTube might even have it, but it's just food.inc. It's a great movie. And this inspired us to start choosing grass-fed beef, we started looking at, this farm seafood. We don't do that. Especially we love having the seal of sustainable harvesting on it because it is important that we think about supporting our ecosystem. It's a delicate balance. So we want to do that while also being careful for our own dietary needs and, our preferences too. So there's another thing you can do, and this is pretty easy. Farmers market is going to start pretty soon, a few months, a month or two from now, maybe sooner. I don't know. I've lost track, but that's a great way to get hold of some good local seasonal fruits and veggies. That makes a big difference on the carbon footprint. Quite often you'll see a neighbor might have things for sale, or a group of neighbors, they'll each grow a few things and swap throughout the season. It's another great way of doing it. And it also helps to reduce food waste too. And not only is that environmentally friendly, it also has us appreciating our food more than we do. One thing that drives me crazy is seeing people waste food. Please do something with it. Just all right, I won't go there. So Earth Day is coming up, April, like I said, April 22nd. And it's a good time, really now for us to start thinking about what it means to eat smartly and sustainably, and how can we transform our relationship with food to one that's going to be more enriching for not just the earth, but also our body. It's got to be a win-win. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, we have a webinar. Geez, I'm really stuttering a lot today. From Farm to Fork, Eating Well and Living Green, again with Dr. Bruce Daggy. I know you've seen his face before. And he's going to go more into how food choices really can make a big difference, not only for our own health, but for the health of our planet. And that is going to be 2 weeks from now, April 17th. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And in there, we're going to go into some of the intricacies of the planetary diet. We're going to learn more about the vital shifts that we need for us to have a sustainable agriculture. And we're also going to do some of that, myth busting thing I was telling you about, what actually really truly constitutes eco-friendly food choices. So this isn't just a discussion, it's actually a call to action. Each and every one of us are responsible for our planet. So this is a good chance for us to redefine what it means to eat wisely and to do that in harmony with nature. Okay, so I will drop a link at the end of the show for you to be able to register for that. And I do understand that you may not be able to make it at that particular time when we go live with it. That's okay. Maybe you're taking Susie to soccer and Bobby to basketball, or maybe you're on your way home from work. We get that. It's called living. But here's the good thing. If you register for it, as soon as the replay is up, you'll have access for it, and then you can watch it when you have a little bit of time on your own. Okay. So quick recap of what we talked about today. Agriculture, it is responsible for, roughly 30% of our global greenhouse gas emissions. And it is a leading factor in, the loss of our wildlife. We're putting a good 80% of our endangered mammals and birds at risk. We really want to think about this. We've lost too many already. If we shift to the planetary diet, that can really make a big difference on the greenhouse gas emissions, our land use. And as we mentioned, it could prevent roughly 11.5 million deaths a year. And it's crucial to meeting the Paris Agreement's climate goals. I don't see a loss in here at all. So some of the small steps, like I said, that you can take just to kind of get going on it is, start sourcing out your meats, your sustainable seafood, buy locally grown, fruits and veggies where you can, the seasonal produce, and really think about reducing your food waste. Maybe start, dehydrating little leftovers or canning. There's many things you can do to actually utilize that. So join us on our upcoming wellness webcast. That's again 2 weeks from now, April 17th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, in the Wellness Center, those of you who are subscribed, there's some more great articles, related to Earth Day that you might want to check out, like 4 ways of going green that can be good for you. Dr. Daggy's, I laugh, laundry landscape system. We did just talk about this yesterday on my tea talk, and also PC. Sorry, I knew I was going to trip. PFAS, the forever chemicals. Great article on that as well. A little awareness for you. Those of you who would like to increase your wellness IQ even more, you're welcome to join my Danny Cade Wellness page on Facebook. It's a great community that's forever growing. Plus, if you want to get into more depth from there, you can, join our discovery group. There's a link at the top of that page for that. And do register for the upcoming wellness webcast. It'd be great to see you there. I'm going to post links for everything that I covered today after the show. If you've missed any of the previous shows, you can find me on YouTube. It's, again, Danny Cade Wellness. You'll find me there. And if there's anything that you'd like to learn more about, or you have a question and you want to message me something about something I've said or posted, whatever, by all means, get in touch with me. If I don't have the answer, I know people who do. So thanks again for being here. I really appreciate it. And do join me next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my next tea talk. And again, next week for the weekly wellness show right here where we are as we speak. So until then, please take good care of yourself. Here's to you and your family's health. It's absolutely wonderful to see you again. All right. So now I'm going to have the fun part of trying to figure out how to get myself out of here again. Oh my, we do this every time. Right. Stop, share screen. There we go. All right. Bye for now.